More robots in our throat than Wanda Maximoff.
Wow. Oh, hey.
Woo!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this exciting new episode of the Black Tower Podcast, a Wheel of Time podcast. We are your three illustrious hosts. I am your Amin Khan Mihail of the Black Tower, Daniel.
I am your Bajan Mahale, Andrew.
And I am your Soravan Mahale drinker of the invisible ale.
It's not invisible because it has words on it.
Shit.
Motherfucker.
Gotta
You
be
better have
prepared for
gotten
the
all that
explosion.
into your mouth.
Yes.
Don't you waste any of that on the ground.
I swallowed it all, Daddy.
Yeah, there it is.
This
Anyway,
unnerved me in a way I did not want to be unnerved.
good. I'm glad that's what I intend to do.
I'm so happy right now, guys.
Oh yeah? What are
I
you
mean,
so
yeah.
happy about?
I'm just so happy that we're here and recording. I was looking for a rag and I don't have one for the beer that I did not spill.
Josh, I met somebody in where was I? It was at the airport coming back from Universal Studios Orlando, who was wearing the exact same shirt as you are right now.
No,
It's a great fucking shirt.
It is a good shirt.
Hi guys, we're here to actually talk about the Wheel of Time, and we will be doing that in just a moment. But before
Eventually.
we get to that, we've said hi, you know who we are, we've introduced ourselves. Now we need to introduce some awesome people who help make this show what it is. Obviously, there's the three of us. We sit here on Tuesdays and talk at you, and you either listen live on Tuesdays if you're a Patreon, or you listen whenever the fuck you want to after Friday if you're not. But if you want to join us for our Tuesday podcasts, we have a website called blacktowerpod.com.
Sorry for the quick interruption, but just wanted to take a second to make sure you knew about blacktowerpod.com. It is our very own website with very handy links for you to access all of your favorite Black Tower podcast stuff. Whoa, a break-in during a break-in for a plug? Yes, Patreon. It's a fantastic place for you to support your favorite content creators. For as little as $1 a month, you can throw some support our way and help us continue what we're doing here at the Black Tower podcast. That $1 a month will get you into our live recordings. We will also shout you out during an episode, and you get access to record a spoiler warning for our episodes that we will use. There are some other perks like our Sword and Dragon Challenge coins that you can only get by being a Patreon member. And there are perks as far as getting some different random merchandise from us and things like that. Go on over to our Patreon and check it out. And we thank you again. Now, what was the other plug I was doing? Do you want to post in the forums on the website? There's a button for that. Do you want to join our Discord and talk to us there? There's a button for that where you can just click and join the Discord right there. One click and done. Do you want to check out our merch? There are buttons for those. If you want to see what we've been doing recently, there's a section called Dragonsworn On Demand, a calendar for the Black Tower. We thank you so much for checking it out. And now, let's get into the episode.
So another benefit of being one of our patrons is you get cool stuff like this. You guys don't know what I just did because you're not listening live. If you were listening live, you would know that there was a link that was just popped and dropped into our live chat. Now I'm going to tell you what it is because I know you're going to click on it anyway. And by this time this episode airs to the world, to the rest of the world, you guys will be able to see it. It is the Gathering Madness website, blacktowerpod.com. facebook.com/TGM, Tango Golf Mike, or The Gathering Madness. Go there, take a look. It's a one-stop shop location for all of the Gathering Madness goodness.
Indeed.
It will be
blacktowerpod.com/TGM. Blacktowerpod.com is your one-stop shop for everything that you need for the Black Tower, including all of our merch, including all of our Twitter, Patreon, Instagram, Discord, which is also important. Once you are actually a patron of ours on Patreon, you'll need to be in our Discord to listen live to our episodes on Tuesdays, because we do it live on Discord. And
you need to make
Discord's
sure
just
that you
a
link
fun
your Discord
fucking
to your
place.
Patreon.
That's also true.
So
or at
if
least
you are
talk to Andrew and get that figured out. Easiest way is to link them. More difficult way is talk to Andrew, just because it's more work for people.
Yeah,
So-
and we'll see when I answer.
Yes,
So if you
also.
go to
Sometimes
the-
it's pretty
He's really
quick.
good about
Sometimes
that,
it
but
takes a while.
sometimes it's like 48 hours.
Generally, I'm really quick, but every once in a while
Yes.
it takes a while before I get there.
Sometimes, most of the time, he's really quick, but sometimes he's very sting. It can be
Oh,
like 4
boy.
or 5 hours before you actually get your happy ending.
So what we're looking for at the Gathering Madness website is that it's got all the links that you need. If you want to submit
Yes.
a drink for the mixology contest, it's there. If you want to make sure that you're a member of our Patreon so you can have a final vote in what hot sauces make the lineup for the Taste the Taint challenge, you're going to be
Tank we
there.
do be putting in our mouth.
Yes.
That's right.
The
The website has the schedule of events. It also has the link to our YouTube, so you'll be able to subscribe there so that you won't miss any of our panels, because we will be hosting panels with some of your favorite content creators. So please check out the page and tell your friends.
Yes.
Indeed.
And once you're done doing all that you wanted to do to get ready for the Gathering Madness, because ready or not, the madness gathers and waits for none.
I like
The
that.
madness gathers with or without
Ready or
you.
not, the madness doth gather.
Indeed.
But once you're done with all of that and you're like, man, I need to get myself some Angreal to protect myself from all this tainty energy, make sure you go over and check out our official sponsor of the podcast and the Gathering Madness and all of the sometimes good, mostly stupid and funny stuff that we do. The Crystal Barista. There is a link to the Crystal Barista's website as well on our website. So scroll to the bottom right, you'll see a fantastic chibi, another chibi drawn by Memo Art, and you can click right there and go and check out everything the Crystal Barista has to offer. Sorry to cut in again, but we got to take a second and thank our channel sponsor, the Crystal Barista. Make sure you head over to crystalbarista.com and check out all of the amazing rocks and minerals and the tools for rock hounding if you want to do it on your own that you can find there. If you want to do subscription boxes, Crystal Barista also offers monthly subscription boxes that are delivered directly to your door and hand-packed by Crystal Barista with the assistance of our own Sorvan Mahale, Josh. Also, make sure you check out the Crystal Barista's Facebook page at facebook.com/rockpick. That's pick as in pickaxe with a K at the end, for all of the amazing deals that the Crystal Barista does do from time to time. It's also the same place where if you're in the local area, you can see posts and updates about coming events. Make sure you head over to crystalbarista.com and then check out the Facebook page, facebook.com/rockpick. And when you're done getting everything you could possibly desire from crystalbarista.com, make sure that you let the Crystal Barista know the Black Tower Podcast sent you. Now, back into the episode.
Anyway, speaking of that quality content, Josh, I think it's time. What are we actually talking about tonight? I think that you are going to be the best at
tonight's
introducing
episode.
Wait, hang on. Sorry, I take that back. Wait.
No.
Hold on. Spoiler warning first.
Yes. That's what I was going to say. Tonight's episode is so nuclear and so amazing and so wonderful that we have to protect ourselves.
We have to make sure that
prior to
everything
even
stays,
giving the episode
stays inside the rubber. Just
prior to getting
all of
episodic.
it stays inside the latex because it's that fertile that we need to
It's
make
that
sure.
potent.
I'm gonna click the thing now.
This is your Black Tower
Yes.
podcast, Wheel of Time spoiler warning.
Yes.
There are neither beginnings nor endings to spoilers, but this is a beginning. If you continue to listen, you may be cursed with the knowledge yet to come. These curses may include knowledge that you are, in fact, just a farm boy. Drinking 1 glass of wine now leads to mustache pulling and a hell of a hangover. Resigning that you will never be as good with the ladies as your friends are. Realizing Androl is bae, regardless of your gender or sexual orientation. The inability to stop tugging your braid in anger, even if you don't have hair. And understanding that the word taint is simultaneously a noun, adjective, and verb. Discovering you have more titles than actual name. The BDE, also known as Big Dragon Energy, becomes undeniable. Finding yourself promising to read A New Spring and never getting to it. An uncontrollable urge to argue over inconsistent pronunciations.
Fuck you, Egeanin.
Knowing that hating Gone is a
Muggity?
responsibility, not a privilege. Again, there are no beginnings or endings to spoilers, but this is a beginning. You have been warned.
All right.
Love that one. So
It
good.
really is. Honestly, I
Our
have
people
to
are the
admit
best people.
that the number of spoiler warnings that mention New Spring is exactly the right amount, right? If anyone else does one, it will be too much. But
And
right
we will
now,
have to get more
the
to
number
even
of
it out.
New Spring mentions in our spoiler warnings is 100% right. Also, the
You're
number
saying
of
the wheel
things
is
that
balanced.
call yes, the wheel is balanced. Also, the number of ones that call Josh out for spoiling things, and the ones that call me out for being a complete fuckwad and just losing episodes. All
My
of them
favorite
are
was,
just exactly correct. 100%.
I think it was
right.
I think it was like the first episode I was on where I started spoiling shit, and you guys were like,
Oh, it
"Whoa,
was-
stop!"
dude.
And I was like, "Oh yeah." So like, this is at least I'm consistent.
you are. No, it's good.
Tonight's episode is super exciting.
It
We're going to
is.
be talking about two people, two unlikely heroes that win a way into their hearts. Have you ever stood back? Have you ever met someone who punched you in the face and you went, "That's the one"? And then this person like comes into your house, opens your fridge, drinks your beer, and you're like, "Oh, that's hot. I need some
I
of that.
drink your milkshake.
I
Drink
drink
it up.
your," and then you're just so hot and
You're
bothered.
just describing a breaking and entering combined with assault.
Well,
Mhm.
We have, well, unless it's at sea.
Well, and if she's the one, or he, sorry, I may.
If they are the
Well,
one.
yeah, don't assume.
If they are the one, then it doesn't matter whether they punch you in the face or drink your milkshake. I mean, when your milkshake brings all of the people to the yard, I mean, what are you gonna do?
So in this episode, we're going to be talking
Sit on the
about
front porch like a crotchety old man, telling him to get
a
off my lawn.
man, a man that we all love. And if you don't love him, you're wrong.
You're
Bayle
wrong.
Domon.
Yep.
Bayle Domon is a badass who never did nothing wrong to nobody.
Except maybe that
And
one
he was-
time to his aged grandmother.
Well, we're not going to talk about that though, Daniel. Okay. Bayle
Well, I
Domon
was gonna leave that out of
do
the story,
be
Daniel.
a
I've done
salty
right
old
by
ant
everyone, except by my age of grandmother.
who did no harm to nobody and was a very accomplished sea trader of a very
Of ice peppers.
a very honorable man.
He really
do
was.
he do no be
He still
participating
is.
in any illegal shenaniganry.
Except for the ones that he is.
And one day, this man, this noble, blessed man, blessed under the light, had a run-in with a Sea-nchan vessel. And they did pull out their Domon, and they were like, And Bayle
Until the
Domon, being
one day when this
the
lady
smart
met this
guy
fellow.
that he is, was like, I'm not gonna let their chained Aes Sedai destroy my boat.
Yeah.
So he stops. And who should board his craft but the woman that he wanted to strangle? And he was like, oh, you bitch. And he says something to her, being like, this is my boat, bitch. And she just lays him out. She just and he says, it's been a long time since I've been hit like that. And he gets up and he's like, why are my pants tight right now, guys? Oh. And thus
He's
began
like,
the love
you
story.
hit like a girl, and I like it.
A really hot, strong girl. I love the description too. It's like he gets backhanded and he's like, he can see stars and he can taste blood on his lip. And he's like, what just happened? No, but this is the first time they meet, and this kind of sets the stage for them to get a little bit involved. They're both lovers of the sea.
Oh,
They
yeah.
both love their sailing. They both love being out on the salty spray. I mean, it's amazing. And
On the spray.
Oh,
Literally.
they both love that salty
spray.
spray. I knew where you were going.
Also,
with that,
I just want to stop for just a minute. Now, as longtime listeners of the show will recognize, normally when we go ahead and do these relationship episodes, we've taken a second to do an episode on each of the people in the relationship.
Sure.
Sometimes we even do like 5 episodes on each of the people in the relationship, depending on who it is. Because we need to at least one episode for every bath taken in the text. But you'll notice that we did not do an episode on Egeanin or Bayle Domon. Don't worry, they're coming. Background breakdowns on Egeanin and on Bayle Domon are absolutely coming. They are not, we did not overlook that. We did not, whatever, but we're trying to mess with the format a little bit. We want to do the relationship first and then tell you a little bit more about the characters later. So the background breakdowns are coming. Egeanin is one of the people that we will be talking about. Bayle Domon is one of the people we will be talking about. But we're going to do the relationship first because we're cheeky like that. And yeah, there you go.
Speaking of doing things, let's take a second. Yeah, let's take a second and welcome our newest Patreon, Pac-Man in Idaho. Welcome to the Black Tower.
Yes.
Congratulations.
And there are only
Next
2
time-
things that come from Idaho: potatoes and also potatoes. What are
Potatoes
you?
and apparently Ashaman. Now that we've got an outpost
Sure.
up in Idaho. So
It's true.
Yeah. And
We
also
are-
congratulations to the Admiral on your promotion to
We are
Oshawa.
looking for an outpost in all 50 states
that's true.
and all territories as well. So let's
All Canadian
get on
territories as well.
Give us your states, your territories, your provinces.
it.
Just give them to us.
So
We will be
I
sending
think-
Ashaman to your location soon to do recruiting.
Indeed.
It happens.
We will be spreading
One
the
of our
madness of the
Ashaman?
Tate.
One of our Ashaman is gatewaying to Oregon as we speak.
it's true. The fact checker, Mahale.
He's gatewaying his organ. What?
Whoa. Easy.
Whole new
Easy.
definition, whole
Keller.
new meaning to the word glory hole.
Hey.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Hey.
Just don't touch it. Okay, so
That
Look,
is
I think the thing I
definitely
like
a
most
thing
about this relationship-
gateways that I have never thought about, and will now every time I think about gateways.
can you
Thank you
imagine
for that,
Rule
Andrew.
34
Oh,
is going to
Jesus.
blow up with all kinds of Wheel of Time stuff? Okay, do you know
Anyway,
what I love
Josh,
most about
you
their
were-
relationship?
yeah, relationship.
This is one of the few relationships that is an example of 2 unlikely people finding more common ground than they anticipated
Mhm.
or ever expected they could.
Yes.
ending up in a circumstance together and really kind of falling for each other. And I think it's one of the most cohesively written relationships in the series.
I agree.
I feel like Matt and Tuon is forced, but mostly because I hate Tuon.
Whoa. All right.
I said what I said. And then there's like some relationships that kind of come out of nowhere, like Tom and Moraine. But again, we've discussed that. The two spy masters, you wouldn't see it coming. So it made sense that it came out of nowhere. Like there's just things, you know. But this is the one that's like, if there was to be a rom-com style relationship in the Wheel of Time, it would be Bayle, Domon, and Egeanin.
Yes. Well, one of the things that I actually love is this is a moment where the phrase, I hate people, but love persons,
yes,
really works so well. Because Egeanin, I feel, is one of the Sea-nchan that we actually learn about and grow with.
Yes.
And while again, the nation of Sea-nchan has these sort of glaring issues, both with just the royal family itself and with the Damane, individual Sea-nchan are actually some of the greatest characters. They really are. Because I think that they grow a lot as people through the series. I think that they learn a lot as people through the series. And I think that Egeanin is sort of the best of the Sea-nchan, if you will. And so the fact that one of my favorite Randlanders of Bayle Domon and one of my absolute, like without a doubt, favorite Sea-nchan in Egeanin end up together is, as you said, it's kismet in some ways, as they realize that they have so much more in common than they have different. And Bayle Domon is not looking for a wife. He's not looking for a relationship. He's not looking for whatever. He's just going about his business, ice peppers, and all of the other things that he's not supposed to have. Plus also the things that he's supposed to have. Smuggler Bayle Domon. And he gets boarded by this like fiery Sea-nchan woman who at the beginning is very Sea-nchan. She is.
Oh yeah.
She is all aboard the Sea-nchan train. And she very much believes in everything that Sea-nchan stands for until she starts learning about some of the eccentricities. Once she starts learning that there are problems with her nation, she is not one to back down from them. She is one person who stands up to them and says, oh shit, Aes Sedai, or Marath Damane, as they are called in Sea-nchan, are not actually bad people necessarily. I mean, obviously, there is the Black Aja, which is bad. There is Aes Sedai who use their power for evil, which is bad. But at the same time, there is Egwene, there is Elaine, there is Nynaeve, who all are the best of the Aes Sedai. And I'm realizing that my biases were incorrect.
Well, and
you know, when Egeanin starts to like question what she's been taught, and Bayle Domon starts to question what he's been taught, like, holy shit, it is this like perfect storm of we are more alike than we are different. You are so hot right now. And also like the ocean is amazing. And like these two people just come together in this just like
I like the ocean too. Did we just become best friends? Yup. No, I think
it's an amazing situation for people to get together, and it's so long coming, and it's so much had to happen in their lives between the start of when we meet them and when they actually get together, that I don't know. It is one of my favorite relationships.
Yeah. I think what I love about Egeanin, which, you know, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna do a whole episode about her, but there's a couple of moments that I feel like we have to address. And you know, we talked about her getting to know Aes Sedai, or women who can channel, or Marath Damane, on this side of the Aerith Ocean, and they go, wow, they're not insane, they're not animals like we were led to believe.
Yes.
And then the real kicker for her is when she goes into a basement and sees that a Suldam is still affected by the Adam. Yep. And she's like, okay, this is horseshit. We've been lied to. This is not okay. And she just kind of I imagine it's a very very difficult point in her life. Oh yeah. Because she's like, everything I've been taught is a lie, and I sincerely have no idea what to do.
Well, and actually, to be fair, I think that Egeanin, again, is one of the best of them, because she doesn't say everything I've been taught was a lie. She goes in and she goes, we've got it wrong. Not I've been lied to, but the information I've been given is incorrect. And again, I think that so many Suldam and so many Damane and so many of the royal family are unaware of what's true. And that is what causes strife.
Well, and even when Tuon finds out, and even when Tuon finds out, she has this shitty rationalization where she's like, just because I can commit murders doesn't mean I do commit murders. Thank you, you bigoted piece of shit. Thank you for being such a... Oh,
well, God, yes, but no, because I agree with her. But
actually, yes.
In terms of the yes, exactly.
Oh.
Well, no, but actually, yes.
Well, no, but actually, yes. So Egeanin, that's actually...
So just FYI, guys, that is our movie quote for the day. For the episode. If you want to jump in here, well, no, but actually, yes. That is our movie quote. So
I like it.
Jump in here. So, hint for you, it's claymation. So fun fact.
I know the GIF, if that helps. Yes. So they actually, Bayle and Egeanin actually meet fleeing the same city.
Correct.
They're pulled in by Matt's Taviran ness. That's exactly how it sounds, by the way.
Yes.
If you start to hear that, you know you're being pulled by a Taviran. That's how Varen knew she was being pulled.
Yes.
But they get pulled into this, and they're a shabby company of travelers traveling together, and they kind of end up
the second time we use Valen Luca's traveling circus.
Yes. The second time Mr. Valen Luca is graced. The second time he graces our pages. We should really do a background breakdown on him too. Because that would be fun. Someday. We'll get to it. One of these days.
With his well-turned calves.
Well-turned calves and a flair for the dramatic. Anyway, one of the things I love most is that they start traveling together, and it isn't until, I don't know, at some point in time, Egeanin has to like give up her seafaring ways, because Tuon has to punish her for helping the Suldam / Damane escape, and so they name her Lyle when shipless, and they say you can never go back to the sea. And Bayle Domon's like, are you fucking kidding me right now?
How many bags of dicks do you eat? Can you eat?
Right?
All of them.
Bayle's
every single bag of dicks.
And she's like, no, I can never go back to the sea. And he's like, but why? She lied. She's a liar. She can channel. Like, this. And Egeanin has this real strange moment where she's... Yeah, it's like you were saying. She doesn't just say everything's a lie, fucking burn it all. But she does still have some, loyalty to the culture in which she was raised, which translates very well into that loyalty to Bayle Domon. as they
Yes.
travel, you watch that transition happen, because even Bayle Domon has, you know, loyalties elsewhere. I want to get
Yes.
back to the spray. I want to get back to my crew. I want to do this. I want to do. And as they travel more together, you know, by the end of the series, neither one of them are like, we need to go back to our ships and
Right.
sail and be awesome. They're like, I don't care where we go, as long as we're together.
Well,
And,
and
like, that's-
I one of the things that I absolutely love about the relationship is that it's so tied in with Tuon and Matt, because at the point at which they really discover, like they've already discovered that they have feelings for each other. They've already discovered that there is something budding here.
right.
But at the point where they actually try to start to act on it, that is when Egeanin and Matt, to figure out this, you know, ruse, this hiding space, this costume, this whatever you want to call it, they figure out that they need to be together to make the deception work. And so Matt is trying to figure out things with Tuon, and Bayle is trying to figure out things with Egeanin. And at the same time, Egeanin and Matt are also like inextricably linked in a way that cannot be fucked with, because they are in hiding. And they need to pretend that this is all normal, even though it is very much not. And I love that aspect of their relationship. I love that aspect of both of these relationships that are trying to sort of flourish, in spite of the fact that the wrong person of each relationship is ostensibly together to make the ruse work. I don't know. Andrew, I want to hear your thoughts on this.
Yes. Do you ship the two shippers?
I mean, it's a good
The
relationship.
two shipwrights. Do you rightly ship the two shipwrights?
Ooh, the shipwrights, that would have been better.
I mean, I didn't have to. It's done.
Because Robert Jordan already did.
Yeah,
Robert Jordan did it for you.
they're not shipped. They are a thing. So
It's true.
by the nature of shipping it, I mean, did I see it coming earlier on? Yeah.
Of course you did.
I mean,
Of course.
it's
Actually,
it's,
most
it's
of the
just
relationship
cliche enough
is
to
in
be predictable.
New Spring, so like it's weird that you saw that coming.
It's what?
Daniel's being a
That's what I
dick.
I'm being an
No,
asshole.
that's and that kind of goes back to my
Because
comment
I
about
can.
it
Yeah,
being
it's
the
just
most like
cliche enough to
rom-com-esque.
predict it happening, but not so cliche to where when it happens, you're like, yeah, of course it happened. So,
Yeah,
Yep.
it almost starts as like, you know, two ships passing in the night. And then they kind of, you know, they're like, okay, well, since we're in this situation together, we might as well, you know, just for show, so that people leave us alone. We'll act like, you know, I got your back, you got my back, right? And they're like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. And then they decide they really like having each other's back. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, we all know that both of them are tops. And so
some real power
one of
struggle
them
there.
has to figure out who's gonna bottom. And the answer
they're
is
gonna
they
have to
switch
like
off regularly. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna have to like alternate. So you know, there's some goodness. I think what I like about this most is you get that sort of water bond Aes Sedai sensation with them. Obviously, neither one of them can use the power, so there's not any actual power bonding there. But especially later in the series where they start, because they end up in Saladar, they end up marching to Tar Valon, They end up in the last battle fighting together. And what I love about this is how well they work together. They came from two different continents, but on a ship, things happen the way they're supposed to happen.
Huh.
So they find they and Andrew is displeased.
Always. Every time I open my mouth, Andrew is displeased.
That's
just great.
I mean, I'm leaving that one alone.
80% of the time I open my mouth, Josh is displeased, but we still make it work.
I love how in sync they are. When
they
get to those last moments, they work with each other as if they'd known each other for much, much longer. And then you realize it, then you get to the end and you're like, they have only known each other a year or two. Tops.
Oh yeah.
And for them to be this in sync, for them to be able to communicate this well and to be so on the same page together, that's really something special. And I love that their experience in the ocean on the ship as a crew member really kind of gives them that ability to communicate well, which is a rarity in these books, and work together well. And even when they have disagreements, they disagree with each other well.
Yes.
Knowing how to argue and knowing how to defend your point and knowing how to disagree civilly are skills that most people don't have. And so for these two to have that and to even be able to, work together and say, okay, no, we're not doing that. Yes, we fucking are. We're going to talk about this. It's a really cool thing that I don't think you see enough in some of these kinds of stories.
Well, I feel like Bayle and Egeanin is actually very similar to Nynaeve and Lan in some ways. Because to me, it very much stems from not necessarily the relationship getting together, but the way that they communicate.
Right.
Is actually very similar in terms of we're in a disagreement right now, but we're not going to make it everybody else's problem. Exactly. We're going to be in sync in public. And then when we get below decks is when we're actually going to go ahead and sort this out.
Below decks.
Right. I feel like I have always been on that relationship path. Not to bring it to personal life, but but I feel like that's the way that I've always thought of it as being done, is that in public, you absolutely give this sort of unified facade, even if it's not always 100% true. And then when you get a second, the two of you deal with whatever disagreement it is that you got.
Well,
and then once you actually go back out into public, you're unified again. And
to put this into relatable terms,
they are so much that. And then Nynaeve and Lan are so much that, where it's like, cool, I'll agree with my wife for a second when we're in public. Then we'll go talk about it in private. And then when we come back, we will actually be 100% in sync because we talked about this.
And this is relationship advice from the Black Tower. Okay.
Right.
Who enjoys going over to your couple friend's house who always fights?
No one.
When was the last time you were at game night and you were like, oh, cool, they're fighting again?
Fuck you, neat. Andrew. You're lying.
Don't be those people. Nobody likes it. It's awkward as fuck. And then especially when you're like, when they're arguing and you're like, okay, I'm just going to keep my head down. And then they go, Josh knows what I mean. Right, Josh? Two things. Never fight in front of other people. Never fight in front of your friends. Period, end of story. Just don't do it. And two,
never
ask your friends to intervene. Some bullshit. And if you do that, correct yourself immediately, please. Not cool at all.
Correct yourself before you wrecked yourself.
Exactly. And
Right.
and this is that's a really great example. One of the things that's really, really difficult to do, but is necessary, is agreeing with your partner, with your significant other in public,
when you don't
to
actually
be
agree.
unified when you don't
Yes.
actually agree with them, and even defending their point of view because that's your person and you don't agree with them. It's difficult, but it is necessary because
Yes.
they've got to know that they're the first priority in your life if you want
Yes.
to have a good relationship with them.
Yes.
So there you go. Relationship advice from the Black Tower. Thank you for joining in. This
The
has been
more
your
you
free
know.
session.
We'll charge $65 an hour.
Also, lots of alcohol is recommended to deal with the tough days.
Finger guns. Accuracy is accurate.
So I don't know, like by the end, and someone correct me if I'm wrong. Someone at the end, when Egeanin is basically, she goes up to Egwene and is like, I will serve you forever. Let me be your warder. I want to be your warder. Make me your warder. I love that Bayle Domon just goes with it. He's just like, fuck it, that's what we're doing now. Like towards the end of the story, like in the beginning, they would argue and argue.
This is
and
what's
argue.
happening now.
They were really good about not putting each other on blast. They were very good about, everybody knew they were fighting, but at least they weren't like, Nynaeve, could you come here for a second and just weigh in on this?
To be fair, I feel like we only ever got those when Matt was, and Matt is way more observant than he gives himself credit for.
For sure.
And so when we got Matt, POVs, and he was like 90% sure that Egeanin and Bayle Domon are fighting right now. But he's also got her back, which is
around
intense.
But by the
I
end,
like that. Can Chuan please have a little more of that going on?
but by the end, it's like, Bayle Domon has completely thrown his lot in with her. She's completely thrown her lot in with him, and she just basically says, look, I got to do this. I have to do this.
Yeah.
And he goes, cool.
He's cool. Yep.
Do I get super duper warder powers? No. Okay, cool. We're doing this. Cool. You can have the superpowers.
Do I get warder powers by proxy? No. All right, cool. We're still doing this.
I'm still gonna kill a fucker. That's still happening. We're still gonna kill these guys.
Yep. Andrew,
Yeah.
how are you feeling about all this?
Andrew's taking a taint night.
I love it.
Do you think that Bayle Domon, in his life, the most exciting, when the books start, the most exciting thing that ever happened to him was a Trolloc jumped on his ship. One Trolloc jumped on his ship, and they killed it pretty quickly. And then he would hang the sword up on the shipyard to be like, get back to work. By my aged grandmother, I send her after you. And it was that was it. That was it. Bayle Domon was he's a simple man trying to earn his way through the world. He doesn't care about being rich. He has his few little intricacies. But for the most part, he wants to take the ship and go from here to there, sell the shit here, buy the shit here, then go over there and sell the shit, and then buy some more shit, and then come back over around here. The man is happy. He's content. He's good. He doesn't need anything else. And I feel like, it's one of those complete and total. Do we have a different character? No, we do not. It's the same character, but he's gone through the shit. Egeanin is the same way. She was proud and happy to be a Sea-nchan ship captain. That's all she wanted. She didn't want to get, she was real military. In the military, only a certain number of people want to get promoted beyond a certain point. There becomes a point in time where you're oh no, I do not want that. I'm happy being right here.
Just FYI, that also happens in the non-military. But also, yes.
It does. Well, I was using the military angle because
yes, no, I get you.
essentially Navy. but she was a ship captain. She had a good amount of honor. She was a member of the Forerunners. Life is good for Egeanin. She's happy. And it isn't until like life is and I would be willing to point out that the first time they do meet, we're joking about it earlier in the show when Egeanin lays him out and he's like super turned on by it. He does not like her. Not one bit. Like, she just straight up gets on his ship, says, "You're my bitch now, swear the oaths and do as I tell you." And he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you." And this is the circumstance that gives birth to a really great relationship.
Egeanin, I'm gonna do one of two things. I'm gonna put something inside of you. It's gonna be one of two things. But I'm going to put something inside of you.
I'm 95% sure it's a knife. Yeah,
Good stuff.
It is good stuff. It is good stuff. I like it. It makes me happy to see a well-written character evolution of this caliber.
What do you have to say for yourself, Andrew?
I love how
really
you keep putting Andrew
this
on the spot.
relationship.
Say for myself? I didn't do anything. I'm innocent of the crimes of which you insinuate.
It's true. You are innocent.
Sorry, noise happened and it caught me off guard. And I was like, what the fuck was that? And then I realized it was a car horn. So
it is. A car horn happens.
I mean, it's cool. So to your point earlier about how well they work together, it fits this metric of what both of them have been doing for 90% of their lives. Whenever you're the captain of a ship or even a crewmate on a ship, even in modern standards, you don't have time for this. I'm pissed at you. I'm gonna go sulk over here for the next 300 pages and make you like have to fight to figure out what's going on. You don't have time for that shit.
Right.
It's just like in a war zone. If you and your battle buddy or whatever you call it, based off of whatever branch you're in, if it's not all battle buddies or wingmen or whatever,
Right.
If you just fought like that evening because he made the comment that your significant other was hot and that ticked you off, as soon as the first bullet starts going your way, you don't give three shits anymore. It's the same way with people on ships, because especially with the primitive technology that they have, or what we would consider primitive technology, you don't have time for the fuckery of why are you mad at me? And you're also generally in confined spaces with people, different personalities from all across the area. So you don't have a choice but to make decisions and talk about what's bothering you or get over it, which is more so just getting the fuck over it and making the decisions as quickly as you can, even whenever you disagree, because you don't have time for that. You're in the middle of a storm. You don't have 2 hours to argue about whether or not you should be more aggressive with your significant other or not. To put it in old Southern saying, it's time to shit or get off the pot.
It's true.
It's true. This is a life that both of them led. So,
porque no los dos?
I mean, it's really cool, and yeah, a lot of people don't have that. I don't want to say everybody has that ability. A lot of people don't use that ability or haven't had to use that ability. There's different things that happen in your life that'll make you very quickly go from the, oh, well, I'll just wait and see if they want to talk, to you talk or this is fucking over. Yeah. And that's pretty much how Bayle, Domon, and Egeanin or Madam Shipless are. Very much so. They're like, okay, you don't agree? Tell me why. We'll fucking talk about it, and then we'll move on. And like 5 minutes later, they're good. Yeah, she might storm around because she knows I need to step away and calm the fuck down, or he might storm around because he's like, I need to calm the fuck down.
You don't have to like the conclusion that you come to.
Oh, of course. But
like, again, there's nothing that says, I disagree with you, therefore we must agree 100% on this issue before we continue on. No, what we must agree on is how we will proceed, noting the disagreement.
Yes. Well, and I think it's, mildly humorous that there's only one person in this podcast that's married. Yet all of us recognize what the fuck is going on right here. Of like,
Because it's easier said than done, lads.
right?
No,
It's
it's
easier
because
said than
Josh found someone that will either shit or get off the pot,
There you go.
and we're still looking.
And you and
for
I
our-
are still waiting for that person who will recognize that you either shit or you get the fuck off the pot.
Other people have got to use this. All right, fucking move. The taint waits for
it's
no
true.
one.
The
The
taint
taint
waits
waits
for
coming.
no
for
man,
no man.
or woman.
That's all it is. I mean, their dynamic is really cool. Like, they're one of the
really
few examples in the whole time of very good communication.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So, and I mean,
But it's
just like
learned
Deadpool,
also.
just like Deadpool says, some relationships start with a murder.
Some do. No, but
I mean,
but it's very
if they say
learned.
blood is thicker than water, then if you're not going to bleed and the person you want to be with isn't going to bleed, then make someone else bleed. Just
Yeah.
a joke.
Excellent.
I'm not advocating fucking making people bleed.
Oh yeah, totally.
Unless you're a
Totally,
phlebotomist,
yes, joke.
I guess,
Totally,
then like
yes.
do your job.
Phlebotomist.
But
I cannot express enough, like, it's a learned skill, and we actually do get to see this. Now, we don't have a lot of POV from Egeanin. We don't have a lot of POV. I think we have more POV for Bayle Domon than we do Egeanin.
been on the wrong
But-
website. There's plenty of POV for everybody.
Wow. All right.
We don't have a lot.
And there will
I
be
don't know
more
that we have.
after the show kicks in. There it is.
I don't know that we have any of them in the relationship together, other than later on in the series after they've already figured this stuff out. But as we were talking about with Matt and him noting that Egeanin is really grumpy today, they must be arguing. It's a learned skill, because as their relationship progresses, the number of times that they're both cranky in public and to each other is reduced, and the number of times they're just happy around everyone and with each other. And by the end, man, Egeanin's looking up at him and she's like, my love, I love you more than anything else. I need to do this. And he's like, whose horse are we taking?
There's
Because we're not
only
boat people anymore.
in my life. The only thing that's right.
Or you could, oh my love,
There it is.
my darling, I've hungered for your touch. Yeah, see, those are the moments you want.
They really are. Can I just say again,
Is it hot in here?
I know that it's been a few minutes since we talked about it, and therefore this is the right time. But at the same time, I know that we also mentioned it already.
It sounds like a breakup.
Our patrons are so fun on our live episode chat. If you are still on the fence about becoming a patron, it's not about money necessarily. I mean, like, it is.
It's not.
I know that
about
we put it
the money.
behind the patron wall.
It's about listening to a message.
Sending a message.
Right there we go. Our patrons are so fun on our fucking live chat. You want to be one of these people. You really do. And I'm not saying that again. The money doesn't matter. I want a fucking game show. Like, who gives a shit? But also,
Fucking
like,
humble
our
brag.
patrons- okay, thanks.
Oh,
The money doesn't matter.
yeah.
I want a game show.
Sorry.
It's the greatest game
you're
show.
Right. Whoa. All right. No. Unacceptable. That one I'm not.
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable. But seriously, our patrons are so fun on our live chat. I have so much enjoyment that I get on Tuesdays when we actually get to record live and have our patrons in our live chat.
I swear,
if you were on the fence,
we won't use your Patreon money to buy an Oculus only to watch POV videos.
correct.
We'll play a game here and there too.
I already have one of those. I can POV all I want.
How is the VR porn? It seems very gimmicky.
I wouldn't know.
Are you that was like the most subtle way to try and get us to out ourselves while trying to make it
Josh,
feel like
actually
you
do have
haven't
VR
done
goggles. I that's right.
I do
Both
actually
of us actually have.
Oh, fuck, I'm the fucking oddball out. All right, cool.
Yeah, because I have the PSVR. You have is that the Oculus?
the Google Daydream.
Google Daydream. There we
What's
go.
up? What's up?
Jesus Christ.
How y'all doing? You just
You
take the
look
phone,
like
you put it right there, and you just
You absolutely look like a character from Star Wars. I don't know which one, but like you look like a Star Wars character.
It's like, you know, the like stormtrooper helmets that have like the really far forward shield.
Yes,
It's like one of them
yes.
somehow is wearing it upside down.
Oh god.
I don't know
Get
how you
outta
put your
here.
helmet on
Get the
upside
fuck outta
down.
here.
It's like the dad of stormtroopers, like not their actual like father, the original, but it's like the dad version where he turned his
Daddy.
helmet into a visor and he's wearing it upside down because he's about 18 beers deep.
Uh,
hold on, I'm gonna get
Well,
a screenshot.
We're gonna go and take this goddamn Death Star right now. I mean, we're gonna protect it.
we'll get you a VR at some point, Andrew, so that you can just figure out all of the POV shit. But
Bonus
again-
episode, Arnis review of POV VR.
oh shit. Let's get some sponsors. Let's get some VR sponsors
Let's
going.
get
here.
some sponsors.
Adam and Eve, the hub, the tube.
Adam and Eve, the hub, the tube, any Oculus.
What are you
and
doing,
or,
Step
you know,
Trooper?
Josh, you're not allowed to speak anymore.
To be fair, that wasn't him entirely.
It wasn't him entirely, but anyway, yeah.
I think that's gonna be my new picture.
Final thoughts for everybody. I will start because I said it out loud. I think
do that.
Egeanin and Bayle is actually one of the most fun relationships. I think that they actually start on some of the strongest footing, versus a number of the other relationships other than, other than like Maureen and Tom. I actually feel like they have a lot in common. And I actually really like that about A, the relationship, and B, just the sort of directness and also just the progression of the relationship. I think that they have so much going for them and so much love in the story. I really do. I think that they have a lot behind them. And so I think it's humorous that they have to deal with the fact that like Matt and Egeanin have to pretend through the entire time that they're with Val and Luca's traveling circus. But it is that romantic comedy relationship. It is that they start from such a strong foundation, but you don't even really realize it until later. And so I think it's one of the better ones in the book, even though I actually think a lot of them are very good. Egeanin and Bayle is one of the strongest,
right,
that I feel is in the text of the novels. So there you go.
Everybody loves merchandise, and one of the best possible places to go and get yourself some really dope Wheel of Time inspired and themed merchandise is, of course, newcreationsbyjen.com. So whenever you go to newcreationsbyjen.com, whether you're looking for just Wheel of Time inspired stuff or not, you can find all kinds of really cool merchandise and goodie opportunities, all the way from gifts for your family, friends, significant others, whoever have you, newborns, children, toddlers, women, men, adults, anybody that wants anything, you can find something for them for sure on New Creations by Jen. Now, most of you listening are going to be looking for Wheel of Time stuff. And the easiest way to find it is to go to the catalog section on New Creations by Jen, where you can see the groups of stuff for us at Black Tower Podcasts, Malkir Talks, Talk Around Riyadh, Will Reads, The Will Weaves, and Weekly Will News. So you can find all of this stuff, and you can browse and look at all the different kinds of things that each content creator that is a part of New Creations by Jen's has taken and asked Jen and Rob to put up on the site. Obviously, we're going to use ours as an example so that you can go in and look at Black Tower Podcast stuff, because we are the Black Tower Podcast. So if you go on, you can get our Two Rivers Sniper shot glass as well as Two Rivers Sniper shirt. It's available on a red shirt. So you can go on and you can get our Frosty mug, which is one of the Frosty mug collectibles. Each Wheel of Time content creator that is on New Creations by Jen has a Frosty mug that you can go in and get for yourself. So after you get ours, make sure you get the others and get the entire set and join the Frosty Mug Society. Of course, there's more than just Frosty mugs and little shot glasses, and there's plenty of different kinds of shirts with different designs on them from all of the different content creators. Of course, you can find ours where you can get our logo in black and white on a shirt. I have one myself. It's fantastic and I love it. Jen and Rob do an amazing job of working with not only their customers, but the content creators that they help support with this amazing and very good quality merchandise. So if you have not headed over to New Creations by Jen and gotten yourself something dope, make sure you go and do that. Again, it's newcreationsbyjen.com.
No, I gotta agree. I like it. I think, it gives so much to me as a reader. I want to know, when did he realize this is the bitch that slapped me on the face? When did he know? When did she realize, or did they, or was it, what? There are things there, and this is what we like about the Wheel of Time. This is why we're able to do all kinds of shows and content about the Wheel of Time, because we're able to go, oh, what's happening there? What's happening there? Let's dig deeper. And it's become almost a joke, right? Amazon, they'll post a tweet and we're like, aha, let us analyze and dissect. And they're like, whoa, I don't think they were prepared. I really don't. When they first started sending things out, I don't think they were prepared for how analytical.
You'll never unblur this. You underestimate our power.
The only question was why you attempted to do it in the first place. Yes, well, tradition, I suppose. Yes, but really, it's a good.
Guys, hold on for just a moment. We're gonna have two movie quotes because that was too good to pass up. So if you know either of the two movie quotes, go ahead and pop them in to the public release of this episode.
So it's a great relationship. It shows a lot of growth on both characters individually as well as together. Yes. Which chef kiss, because I hate it when you have stories in movies where it's like, oh, now you're a couple. By the way, that's it. You're together now. You can't do anything autonomously. Now you're a couple in this story. And it's like, oh God. I love how they retain their independence and growth as individuals as well as a couple and navigating through that, and how well they do. Perfect. Just absolutely wonderful.
Right?
All right, guys. Well, as we all know here at the Black Tower Podcast, not everything that is touched by the shadow is lost. And that is totally true for thegreatblight.com. Now, Nablus and his team have done an amazing job of going ahead and putting this together, and it is possibly the greatest resource for those of us here in the Wheel of Time community. First off, you have this awesome homepage with posts from a bunch of your favorites. You can go and check out new things that you've never seen before, keep up to date on content creators that you already follow, and just go ahead and dip as many of your toes or your entire foot as you want into all of the different things that are going on. Now, also here, there is probably the best list of content creators. There's YouTubers, podcasters, artists, musicians, just about everything you could want. And if you don't see your favorite content creator there, that's fine. There is an application included in the site to go ahead and make sure that your favorite content creator is part of it. Just encourage them to fill out the application, and Nameless will be in touch. Now, after you've gone ahead and checked that out, you're going to want to pop over to the ever-expanding library here at the Great Blight, because it is something particularly special. Now, I don't know how many times I've gone ahead and joined a fandom only to find out halfway through my first read, looking up a character, that they die in the second to last book, which sucks. It always is very disappointing when you can't look up anything interesting about what you've read for fear of things that you haven't read yet. But they've fixed the problem over at thegreatblight.com. It is a spoiler-free wiki. That's right. That means that if you've only read up to Path of Daggers and you really want to find out what in the world you missed about Egwene because there's something you just don't understand, or if you want to get more information about Rand because you think he's super cool, you don't need to read past Path of Daggers, and it's not going to ruin you on a Memory of Light before you've gotten there. You'll know exactly where to stop. You'll know exactly where you are. And once you're done with that, make sure that you go ahead and help the site out, the content creators out, everything like that, with the beta nature of it. Up here at the top, you're going to see a problem, have a suggestion button. That is specifically for if you have any issues with the site or if you have any feedback. It's only something that we can make better with feedback and with help from the community. So come on down, check it out. Grab a couple of our videos or grab a couple of our podcasts, and we'd love to see you there.
And Andrew, now that you're drinking, go right now.
I really admire her. I can't want to say Egeanin, and I know that's wrong.
You can say Egeanin.
I
said Egeanin.
Egeanin.
Madam Shipless.
Egeanin.
Yes.
I admire her intellect in getting her Egeanin.
Nene. Egeanin.
I'm gonna whip your ass if you nay one more time.
You motherfucker. You are not allowed to be that smooth into that.
I've been storing it up. I admire fucking Madam Shipless for getting her CDV out of the way before it could be a CDV. So that's not to trigger anybody that's been a victim of that.
No. I know where you're going with that.
But I mean, very, very smart of her to go ahead and get the violence out of the way. And declaring herself and showing herself very much to be a strong, independent person. But yeah, like
a strong, independent woman who don't need no man, but chooses the one who is the smuggler.
Mm-hmm. And we do be married by my aged grandmother. She's a priestess as well.
Dude, if Fetty White isn't on a picture of his aged grandmother, I will revolt.
Dude,
against
someone needs to do a Twitter account.
Ancient, holy shit! His grandma's been alive since the first age.
Well, he was an old guy in the books too, though, right? He's described as having white hair, like being an old dude.
No, all right, I will accept Meryl Streep or Glenn Close as his aged grandmother, but you better get some shit done.
Have you seen the? I mean, well, he does have like some gray in his beard. I don't think he really has as much in his actual hair. But like
Helen Mirren, also a good choice.
Fair enough. But I mean, it's so much of their relationship is a good combination, both from like what you would look for, what most people look for as individuals, but also what you look for in writing. It's like I said earlier, just cliche enough to be quasi predictable and to kind of fit and to be able to see it, but not so cliche to where it's like an overused trope kind of thing. Their communication is amazing. It's a good example of good communication from the series. Though it does take a while. It may not start off with what we would consider good communication, though she definitely communicated her intent with that punch. But it just becomes something so wholesome, and it's a really good relationship, and it's really nice to see an actually completely functional relationship for a fucking change.
Exactly.
Instead of like the 1,001 other dysfunctional ones we see. So,
Agreed.
it's cool.
Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. And now that you've done listen to the episode, you need to go back to blacktowerpod.com. You need to check out
TGM.
the forums. And then you need to go to
Golf Mike,
blacktowerpod.com.
which sounds like a really shitty sports nickname.
There will be a button on the main page as well. By the time this airs, there will be a button on the main page. Go to the TGM, RSVP for the Gathering Madness, submit a mixology, subscribe to our YouTube so you don't miss any of our panels.
Yeah. Quick notes on those.
Taste the taint.
Yeah. Quick notes on those. The RSVP, you can do that even if you are not planning on being here physically. That adds your email to the list that we will email out the invites for, like the Zoom calls and all that, where we'll be showcasing and doing most of the stuff from the Gathering Madness mixology contest. I know I've told a few people you do not have to be present or even attend online to participate and even win. This is open to everybody. So
Correct.
Don't let those be bars to your calls to the Gathering Madness. Attendance is no bar to your call.
I see what you did there.
Or at least physical attendance.
Geography.
Whatever.
Geography is no bar to our call.
There you go.
I love it. It's perfect.
And there's something musical
And then
in the neighborhood.
After you
get a
have
call.
done
and draw the bar.
Then after you've done all that,
It's nothing to do with what we're talking about.
The
But it doesn't
greatblight.com, which is super
Speaking
cool.
of Androl the Bard, you
I'm-
can find him on the greatblight.com under musicians.
True.
Because the Great Blade has probably the best list of content creators in the Wheel of Time community, including podcasts, including YouTubers, including musicians, including artists, including just about everything you could want that spans the Wheel of Time.
And if you are a content creator that is not currently listed on the Great Blight, under the tab of content creators, there's also a content creator application that you can fill out to be added to the list on the Great Blight.
So if you're angry that most content creators can't find the Tar-Valon North Harbor, you can apply to put your map of where the North Harbor is in there for the content creators to make sure that nobody ever doesn't find the North Harbor ever yet.
Joke's on you. I don't read instructions.
And that's not the flex you think it is, Andrew. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being awesome. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us to receive your weekly dose of taint. We hope you leave here just a little bit crazier than when you came. And from all of us here at the Black Tower,
we're all mad here.
I have been your Soroban Mahale, Josh.
I have been your Banjo Mahale. Oh, yeah, Bajan. Your Bajan Mahale.
That's better. That's better.
Banjo Mahale. Ding, 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 ding. And he lives in North Carolina. Come on.
Ugh, it's true. And I have been your monstrous Con Mahale. I mean, your Almond Con Mahale.
Oh, Daniel. Hey.
And from all of us here at the Black Tower, we sincerely hope that you are having a wonderful morning, that everything is happening exactly like you thought it would, and that you expected it would, and that you hoped it would. And in case we don't see you again, good afternoon, good evening, good night.
And in case you haven't already, go fuck yourself. You deserve it.
You haven't fucked yourself once today. Don't do
If
that.
you don't love yourself, who else can love you?
It's the one time where with no glove you can get some love.
Always running the show.
In the tower, you can bring your pain. In the tower, you can feel the strain.
You've been having so much trouble just fitting